Perfectionism is the mother of procrastination, and when it comes to our money, it can cost us a lot. In this video, we're going to take a look at the negative impact financial perfectionism has on our wealth, as well as some strategies for tackling it. Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Michelle, and this is where we talk money and having more of it. It literally took me hours to record this video, with the hundreds of records and deletes I went through. And why, you may ask, given it's a pretty basic video? I know, sorry, no bells and whistles or an Oscar on the horizon here. But it was simply because I couldn't make it perfect. And perfection has been a lifelong partner, and it's gotten in the way of everything I do. I cannot leave the house in the morning until my hair is just perfect. Which of course it's never ever going to be, and so I spend my morning running around in a mad panic, and it turns out that I'm running late, which that just makes me even more irritated because perfectionism means you cannot be late. I dread presenting, handing in any work done, or in fact being in the spotlight, because that means that I have to spend weeks agonizing beforehand trying to make it perfect, and then hours after spent criticizing myself for not doing it 100% right. Of course, the era of my finances has not been spared my perfectionist tendencies, and this has led to a lot of money being wasted, a lot of opportunities being missed, and a lot of lost value. So let's take a look at how perfectionism actually costs and what we can do to try and mitigate this. So the first thing is that we give up on our budget at the first excess. Perfectionists are all or nothing people. We set these unbelievably unattainable high standards, which are almost certainly going to lead to a path to failure. This is like binge eating when you're on an overly strict diet. We read all the guidelines for what the perfect budget should be, and then we think we can implement them into our very own specific circumstances. And I just want to pause there because this is why I hate the word budget. It sounds so restrictive and set in stones, and it's an ideal trap for the perfectionists. So I prefer something like a conscious spending plan, which is more about working within our own lifestyle and creating what may be imperfect in terms of the perfect budget, but is in fact perfect for us and our life goals. So that is what you want to do. You want to set up a spending plan that meets all your goals and fits within what you want out of life. So rather than setting up a strict, 50, 30, 20 kind of budget under the rules that 50 is your rent or your mortgage and 30 is your personal costs and 20 is your savings or whatever, go and do something that works for you while making sure that the first thing you do is saving and investing to create the life that you want, and the rest kind of fits within what works within your own personal circumstances. The second thing is not investing because you're not 100% sure you can be perfect at it. Men just seem to get this investing game, which kind of makes sense seeing as financial services was pretty much created by men for their target client who was men. So there hasn't been much thought given to how women want to approach it. However, given that, we've also come up with our own unique spin on why we don't need to do it. And it typically revolves around our perfect view of investing. And this means that we won't do it because we believe you have to be wealthy to invest, and so we'll have to wait until we have money to invest. We view ourselves as bad with money, and so we see investing as just another mistake we will make. We see ourselves as too young, too old, too early, too late, and we'll insert whichever take you've got on this one to get started. Or we view it as some dark magic that seems too overwhelming or boring even to learn, and so it's easier to rely on somebody else to do it for us. But the real truth of all of this is we're just too afraid to stop procrastinating and to take action to find out how to do it. And in doing your research, you will find out you can invest from as little as £25 per month. So no, you don't have to be wealthy. This is the way that you become that way. And the bad with money story. Well, the truth is that means you're too afraid, too ashamed, or whatever else your personal avoidance source is to take steps to get financially educated and get better at it. you're being too young or too old or whatever other reason you're using is also totally untrue. Yes, the best time to start investing is when you're young, but the second best time is right now, wherever you are. And finally, leaving it to someone else to take care of it is literally giving away your power. Knowledge is power, and what you don't know will hurt you. The best person to care about your money and what it's doing for you is you. And the last place where I want to talk about financial procrastination being an issue is when you're facing a big financial decision and you're sitting in decision paralysis. You are so hell-bent on making the perfectly correct choice, and your current circumstances mean that your idea of perfect is just not possible, so you do nothing. Pay off debt or invest? Well, it will take forever to pay off debt, and I don't really know much about investing, so I'll do nothing. Buying a house? Well, you can't afford the house on the beach and the infinity pool and the 10 bedrooms and the small 2-bedroom apartment just can't do it for you, so you'll do nothing. Clearly, perfectionism keeps you stuck. It is quite literally the perfect antidote to action. So, how do you overcome this hurdle to financial success? Well, firstly, we have to accept the fact there is no perfect. Yes, I know, so hard to believe. And your money situation and the actions you take to make it work are never going to be those cookie cutter versions of perfection. But really, it doesn't have to be. The only thing that does have to happen is that you take the action. So for more money talk about the markets, money, and other things that lead to a wealthy life, pop over to herwealthiq.com and sign up to my newsletter. And if you like this video, please let me know by liking it and share it with any other ladies who want to change their financial story. For more money talk designed for women, why not subscribe to my channel? And thank you so much for watching this video the whole way through.